Hey, everybody. Welcome to another broadcast of Smoke and Mirrors. This broadcast is brought to you by vomit. If it comes from a bee, it can be delicious. Also brought to you by mucus. If you get it from a cow and you put a little bit of sugar in it, it makes ice cream. Mmm. And here's the song. I like to have my coffee in the afternoon. I like to have some smoke, and I will do it soon. I like to even do things out on the moon, but mostly I like to be with you. And now, here they are, your venerable host, Carlos Kareem. Special. Hey, what's going on? I'm sure it's that time. No procrastinating. Oh, I needed it today, girl. It's a day. It is a day. Um, why is today a day? Today's not anything new. It's nothing special. Oh, but you know what it is, though? It is the 15th, which means that we are far enough away from the fourth of their lie, the fourth of white lies, that I can again wear a shirt with stars on it and not feel like a complete asshole. So happy halfway through July, I guess, is what it is. Hey, guess what? We're going to have some guests coming up next week. We'll debate and see what happens on Monday. Maybe I'll be here. Maybe I won't be here. I don't know. Let's see how Monday feels. But on Tuesday, I'm going to be here with the Real Hijinks. The Real Hijinks is a comedian here based in, let me say, Portland, and can be found anywhere in and across Oregon, and is in fact one of the ones who is out there on the scene these days. But that's not what we're looking to. We may talk about that. Mostly, we're going to talk about masculinity in the comedy scene, the moment right now, and what it means for male presenting people to be doing stand up in this age. Hey, guess what? You know, I've been saying it for the longest. I believe it's going to happen. Do you believe it's going to happen? Let's find out together whether or not Wednesday we're going to be here with Esperanza Tervalon Garrett, looking at Wednesday, the 22nd for that. And of course, Thursday we'll be here with Kat Hollis, the one and only Kat Hollis, one of the key organizers in the PDX stripper strike, working on behalf of the civil rights and workers' rights of dancers, black and brown dancers in the Portland area. We will talk about that, why it has caught such national fire, and what the implications of that are. Do you like this thing that we do here at Smoke and Mirrors? I do. I love it. So do all the see those names? Like I'm like, oh, I missed them already. God damn it, they go by so fast. There's so many names now of new friends who are patrons, like Kristen and Michael, Renice, and Tracy, Natalie, Tarika, and Juliet, who make this possible by being patrons at patreon.com/smoke and mirrors CCB. Let me say a thing about that to be absolutely clear. This does not require the patronage that way for this to be true. I am not here doing a give me your dimes. This is not my search for a job. This is not a way for me to get money off of you. There are many good agencies, folks, in need of an extra dime right now. If you happen to have one, which is very near impossible, it's unlikely. A lot of people don't have an extra dime right now. We are in a deep depression economically. Heard 13%, no, I'm sorry, 33% of households did not pay their rent and or mortgage either on time or at all last month. And we are on our way to nearly that many folk being evicted next. And unless, I don't know, there's a national plan of recovery, which seems likely. Good thing the president just announced he's going to help everybody and make sure that basically what they're going to do is they're going to do a universal pay gradient for everyone of $2,300 a month for the next 6 months to pay everybody to stay home. If you are a black or brown person, you will receive pennies more per the dollar to the dollar in the reverse order of what you are being paid less than a white man right now, meaning black women, you will be actually making $1.70, and Native women, you will be making $1.88 to the dollar's white man. That goes into legislation. He's never going to do that. He doesn't give a fuck if you live or die. They're trying to send your kids to school. Why would they? They don't give a shit. All he wants is more power. They're selling beans on TV. That's what they're doing. So we're free falling today. We're free falling today. I don't know. Fall diving. Is it fall? Is it free? Is anything free? Nothing's free. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm jumping out of an airplane without a parachute today. I have exactly 0 scripts. But what I have is a life and a commitment to you. I've been spending some of the morning preparing some dates. Those dates coming up that we just talked about. Going to be having some future guests. Those are not the only guests because you can't squeeze everybody into the same 3 days, and more than 3 days of those kinds of conversations, because we do get deep and we do get raw, is a little bit much. So we're going to keep it to 3 conversations per week. It's a fun time. I'm really, really enjoying this, and I really do thank those of you who have been able to throw anything at it, 5 on it, despite all of the bullshit going on, or because of it, because this is a thing that means something to you, because you believe in it. I'm coming around to the idea that I actually believe in it. I believe in it, and I believe in our time together. And so I'm gonna make a commitment to you that I'm gonna quit calling it stupid. I'm going to quit saying this is our stupid little show. It's not. We have too many smarties here to say it's stupid. These people are fucking geniuses. What kind of, how am I, listen, and I'm lucky because I happen to know a couple, but what if I run out of people I know and then we just don't want to just recycle the same, I don't know, 20 people, 30 people, and then what am I going to do? Then what? Right? Because it's not like you can reach out to an Ava DuVernay. You can't reach out to an Alicia Garza. You can't reach out to a I don't know who's D.L. Hughley and say, hey, want to do something stupid? Now, I haven't reached out to any of those people. Let's be absolutely clear. I'm not stupid. But what I'm saying is that I think this is okay. I don't know what it is any more than I did when we started, but I do think it's okay. What we're doing, we're all trying to figure it out in this makeshift world now. I am, as I've shared with you, living my dystopian nightmare. It was not my hope to be trapped in my flat for 4 months to learn that I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here for another 8, at least, because white people needed haircuts. That sucks. That sucks very much. I don't love that, but I do love that we get to be here. I do love you. That matters to me. It really is. It really is. It's our little special time together, born of necessity, which is what we've always done, is it not? Right? I mean, I can't listen. I went to a PWI. I went to a predominantly white institution, university, PWI, and it was horrible. As I've mentioned, many of us thought that we were in hell, literally. But what it also means is that with the 8 or 10 friends with whom I did bond, we made eternal friendships because those were real, right? We were fighting for ourselves. We were fighting for place, and we recognized ourselves in each other. I think we're doing a little bit of that here. I think we're doing a little bit of that here, and you know what? That's why this is what it is. That's why I don't. I'm saying very clearly, there's never going to be a moment where all of a sudden this disappears. There might be a moment like that. Let's be honest, and not because I don't want to stop doing this. I'm gonna do this. I like this. This is fun. I'm saying Zuckerberg might change his mind. Not necessarily about me, but what if, let's say, this becomes nationally owned? I don't know how much they want to hear Lee Rayford talk about white people and lynching. I don't know how much they want to hear a race traitor like Michael Cohen, Dr. Michael Cohen, talk about whiteness and race, or they want to hear a comedian like Dahlia Bell talk about the experience of being dicked down by one's doppelganger. I don't know that that's what's going to be popular in the future. Hearing from Latinx femme, brown women, politicians trying to make differences, community shakers in their community. I don't know if that's what's good for them. But I will tell you this, I don't care. Do you know what else? Oh, good, I didn't. I thought I just lost the lighter. Black lighters matter. um, don't do that. Unless you're black. It's come to matter. It's come to matter to me. It mattered to me early. It's only getting deeper for me. I love it. I love this time with you. I thank you for it. If you like being under the tree, here's the only thing I'd really honestly ask you. And I do this sometimes at the end of the show, but I want to make sure I ask while you're here. If you're still here, share it. Just share it. Share it in your story. Share it to a friend. That's it. Tell somebody you like it. Tell somebody you know in messages, in fact. Oh, do that. Send a message to a friend who you know needs to watch this. You don't even have to share it to your page, because I do know that while not stupid, it is goofy and maybe sometimes a bit controversial. And so, like that time I suggested that white people shouldn't buy our children and drive them over cliffs. So, share it. That would be cool. That's all I ask. This is our time under the philosopher's tree. Some of you who have been here doing this with me in some variation or the next, some variance or the next, have been doing this with me off and on since we were, but we lads. No, that's gendered, isn't it? Since we were, but we. What's a good word for a human spawn that is non-gendered? Not too old, like sort of a YA crowd. Little past that though, right? Like I'm talking, I guess, St. Elmo's Fire Age. Do you know what I mean? Do you know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about your 20-somethings, your late 20-somethings, the ones who think they're adults, but we know better if you are one. Those ones. Do you have a hot bevy? Those are some of the kids I've been doing this with. I've been doing this with some folks since then, literally under a philosopher's tree, which I named then, because I like giving things names. It's what I do. I had a snow shoveling business called Snow Busters. I had a group called Company of Prophets. I had what did else did we do? I had a production company called Ring Shout Productions. I had another one called Rise Up Productions. Um, do you know? I love naming things. The band I'm in now, Wallace, I named that. And in spite of a very unpopular opinion of one, I also named this. And I like it. I like it. I like it here with you. So thanks for being here. This is great. This is great. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's another thing that I'm learning is that evidently uh, it's funny to hear Auntie talk old talk. Bah! Uh, that's fair. That's completely fair. If I said peeps, and I believe you, I do believe you. Uh, I hate that so much. I hear it from people. In fact, there's one person in my circle in particular, about 15, 20 years older than I, who says it incessantly about everybody. And it will be a claim of ownership. You're one of my peeps sort of situation. Um, so if I inadvertently channeled that person and brought that forward to you, I do apologize. An old thing that I will never apologize for, though, is snapping when I dance. Because that's just how old I am. That's just what it is. So, do you have a yummy? Do you have a num num? I'm having a num num today. I want to share it with you. And then I want to share with you uh, a bit of a mystic experience that I had as well. Let's have a hit, and then let's share a num num. I don't know why. Uh, Now, see, okay, fair. All right, so I'm an idiot and a little bit of an accidental asshole, as I have mentioned many, many times. That I don't, are peeps for the youngs. Are the youngs peeps? I don't know. It's a murder of crows. Like I've often referred to it as a gaggle of bros. A murder of crows, a gaggle of bros, and a white girl's mating call. I'm so drunk. Um, Peeps. I don't know. I don't know. Let's massage that. Let's massage that. Because it does make me think of those gross Easter treats, and that's not what we're having today. What we're having today is a couple of things. One, I want to shout out my friends at Bloom because we're having a theme. We're having a Cookie Monster theme. In our pipe today, we have Mandarin cookies. Nummy. And also today, a bit of a chocolate chip cookie with a little bit of sea salt right there on top. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Come on, get some. Get you some. Get you some. Get you some. I'm going to get me some. I'm going to get me some. You know I am. I like this trend. I don't know when it started. I've been around long enough to watch food trends, and it is a weird thing to watch because I still remember one of the ones I saw when I was youngest. I'm allowed to lick my finger. Nobody lives here but me. And my daughter's not going to be here for at least another few days. I'll wash my hands after the chocolate's melting. Um, I remember when Shrimp Cocktail got a publicity agent. Somewhere around the early 80s. Somewhere around 1982, I want to say. And you could not go anywhere and not have a shrimp cocktail. Now, granted, shrimp is a generous word for what was being served to the people. They were not. They were not what any of you youngs would know as a prawn. They were these little inky binky, very pinky, gross, previously frozen scrimps that would be served to you cold, cooked, previously cooked, and with a bit of what is it? That delicious concoction that you love so much, ketchup. And then you put a little hot sauce and a little Tabasco in that, and that was gourmet in the United States. That was around the time deviled eggs were big on the scene, and somewhere recently, someone started putting salt on top of the cookies. I don't know who did that. I refuse to believe it was on purpose. I think someone fucked up. I think somebody was probably supposed to put like a little, because look at it. Look at it. Look at how gorgeous it is. How are you not going to buy that? Do you see those little crystals? Look at that. Look at that. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? There's no way that that was not meant to be like a little bit of sugar for it to glisten in the window of the bakery, right? And then to sell it, and then somebody ate. Like, could you imagine being the first one? Holy shit! I know we all do it now, but could you imagine being the first person to like go to the bakery and you buy the cookie? Oh, it's a chocolate chip. What the fuck? Who put salt on the chocolate chip cookie? Like, could you? Ooh, what if it happened April? What if it happened April 1st? Holy shit! I think I'm breaking this conspiracy wide open. Here's what I think actually happened. I think somebody at the kitchen was a wee bit stoned, and maybe at the end did a sprinkle on an entire baker's dozen. That means 13 on accident, and then ate it and convinced their boss that it was delicious. And so now everybody has to have chocolate chip cookies with salt. So fuck you, Scott. Shout out to you for being the first one to get too high to get the ingredients right and accidentally put salt on all the goddamn cookies. I mean, what I meant is that's delicious. That's really what I meant. I don't know why. I'm just so used to taking a turn into despondency. Has anyone else noticed the way? Here's another thing. We've talked about, like I've said, and it's clear that my beard is turning very white very fast as we are locked inside. The hyper melanin withdrawal that I am experiencing, I'm sure, has something to do with that, as does being made a priest of Obatala, king of the white cloth. And so I was warned this was going to happen, and now it is. Also, I am not young. So, combine all of that. All I'm saying is Richard Nixon was president when I was born. What I'm saying is this. I don't remember what I was saying. Not even a little bit. We walked out on that thread. Do you know what this is what happens. I said we're not wearing a parachute. What the fuck? What do you want? What, you thought there were going to be no dead bodies? There's one. Oh, boom! Do you know what I'm saying? That whatever that was, I'm sure it was either smart or a joke. It's gone. Gone, forever, gone. You happy? There. Everyone makes mistakes. You happy? I was talking about not being such a crankety crank pants all the all the time, and trying not to be one. And I don't know. I'll tell you what. You saw me yesterday. You saw my eyes yesterday. Remember those? Remember those things? How fucked up they were looking, right? I mean, I'm telling. It was real red table up in this piece. It was real red table up in this piece. Okay, 2 days of 2 days of the deep ugly cries. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Matt Damon, Goodwill Hunting, full on. Stop playing with me, man. Like that. Just it was deep. It was deep for 2 days. So it feels good because tears rinse it out. They flush it out. And I think at the end of it, what's happened is that I did, in fact, have a mystical experience. Because again, I've not left here. I've not left. I've been here, and then I've been here, And no, well, I've also been over there. That's true. Okay, and if we really want to be specific, I may have gone over there too. So there's nothing over here. That's just a wall. There's no one. There's no. I couldn't go over there. So I was naked. As one does when they're about to bathe. And I was going to do that because, as you may have noticed, I shaved my mustache. I shaved my mustache. It's it's gone. It was thick. I was going for the Gabe Kaplan. I was going for a Billy D. Williams back there. It was Sherman Hemsley mustache. Do you know what I'm saying? But only back there. And so I was a shaving, getting ready to shave it off, and I was just on this side, and I saw out of the corner of my eye something kind of flying low to the ground, coming toward the bathroom. Now, it is not unusual in the neighborhood in which I live for there to be pestilence, meaning there are flies that exist down at the bottom of my stairwell because that's where the community trash bin is. This is not a complaint. Shout out to the recycling people, to the trash people, and to the compost people. You've been doing a lovely job. Thank you. Shout out to all of my community members for continuing to do the veneer of civility and act as though there's some magical center where people are separating and keeping separate our trash and recycling. I think that's nice too. And pretending that we're not all just building this giant Pangea of garbage that is still floating around the ocean today, that we're saying nothing about. We're just pretending isn't there. So here's the thing about all of it is that I'm there shaving me dome, doing as you do, and lo and behold, I see a low flyer coming in. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that looks a little big. And I didn't have eyes on, because why would you have eyes on? You don't have eyes on. You took your eyes off, right? And so I couldn't, oh, look at that. That's something. And then, so it came closer. And I was like, well, whatever the fuck, because it was moving slow. And I was thinking about two flies fucking in the air and thinking about, why do flies fuck in the air? And then I thought about, well, if I could fly and fuck in the air, yeah, that's why flies fuck in the air. And so, no harm, no foul. Have a seat, flies. Fuck away. Well, the flies sat down to fuck away, and I looked more closely, and lo and behold, the flies were a wasp. And there naked stood I, looking at this wasp. It had a stinger. I had a stinger. I did not want its stinger to sting my stinger. And so I began, it just sat there. It was just looking at me. It was just looking at me. It was just looking at me. And so I'm looking about, and I'm thinking to myself, well, what do I have available with which to crush this animal? Because I'm not, listen, I don't mean to be violent, but if it's going to be you or me being stung naked by a wasp, then the wasp has to die. And I looked around, and the only thing that I had a broom. But do you know what? I recently, because I'm trying to have fewer plastics around in my life, do you know what I had? I had an actual broom. Do you know, like with straw, the kind that goes. I can't. There's no good sound effect. I don't know what that was. It mushes when you hit a thing with it. It's annoying, but it mushes. And I thought to myself, fuck. So, but you know what I could do? Sweep it. I could sweep it. And so I thought about it, and I remembered all of those Canadian athletes. I'm gonna get it. I know how to do it. I'm gonna sweep it. I'm gonna sweep it. I'm gonna be the rounder. Here we go. So I get back with my broomstick, with my broom, and I go, and with one, and I'm hoping this thing doesn't get up to then just destroy me. I'm like, look, if I just get it outside of the border of the doorway, then I can slam the door shut and I'll be okay. But swift 1, 2, 3, and so whoosh, and then ran over to the door, and the wasp had been literally just like scooted, just like somebody, just like, are you pushing? Stop pushing me, Brad. And then it just kind of crawled around. And looked up at me. And and I said, ah! And I shut the door. And then I shaved my head. And all I could see in my mind's eye the entire time of the rest of the shower was this giant wasp's head. And I just knew that the reality is that since there are absolutely no entries or exits in the house, that I am the only one here, and that it is just me and this fucking wasp in the building, that the next thing that's going to happen is that I am going to have to come out of the shower and I'm going to have to see this fucking wasp. So I prepared myself, right? I took a healthy time shower, meaning that I tried to steal as much water from the whales as I could, and then I got out. I dried myself off. I opened the door, and the wasp has not been seen. I've been walking. I kept looking outside. I kept peeking around the corner trying to see what the fuck happened to the, because I had to get my squatty potty back under the toilet, you know. I had to get my little bamboo bath mat sat back down next to the to the tub, but that's where I had pushed but there was no wasp. And there is no wasp. And in my mind's eye, the wasp then started growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And now I am convinced that I had some weird fucking Carlos Cataneda moment. And I don't know um, who who Cosby'd me. I don't know who put the fucking Mickey in my drink. I don't did like where's the goddamn wasp? Where's the wasp? Okay. Because here's the thing. If there's any dream interpreters out there, please help uh, and or and or the lesson is exactly what it seems. And while every word that I'm saying is a 100% true story, uh, the best that I can derive is that that a black man can just never ever trust a wasp because they are sneaky and they will try to sting you in the penis. Hey, this has been Smoke and Mirrors. I don't know what it is, but do you know what? It's a lot of goddamn fun. You know what else would be fun? It would be fun if you would support this endeavor by sharing it to a friend. Also, if you are one of the fortunate ones who has an what are those called? Job or good fortune, or an inheritance, or a trust fund, my Trustafarian frenemies, please consider donating a little bit to the Marsha P. Johnson Foundation. That is the good folks at marshap.org /donate. This is where trans, queer, folk, brown, black, peeps, peeps, peeps. See? Well, fuck it. There we go. I guess that's what we're going with. God damn it. Ugh. I see. This is. You shouldn't smoke before you interact. Listen, all I'm saying is, give them some money. They're doing good work, and I would appreciate it. Thank you. Also, here's some ways you can get in touch with me. Do you got a question? Do you got a comment? Do you got a guest you'd like to see here? Do you have a thought you'd like to share? Did anything get said here or in any of the past conversations that inspired a thinking in your brain hole and you just wanted to let us know about it and let our community know about it, that you've been under the tree with us this whole time? Hey, write us at Smoke and Mirrors CCB at gmail.com. That's what it would sound like if I was on AM radio. You could also check us out at, well, check me out anyway, at IG at El Caballo Negrito, Twitter at Caballo Negrito. And if you are somebody who's just rolling in fives, rolling in tens, or rolling in 20s, and you wanted to support that, wanted, damn it, how does this happen? I get to like this minute of every goddamn show, and then there it is. All right, you're here, just finish. All you got to do is don't trip over your own fucking dick. There you go, just finish it out, and there I go. Boom! If you wanted to drop 5 on it, you could do that in one of 3 places. One-time piece of support. Just write in the subject what it is for and drop 5 at Venmo at Carlos-Wyndham, Cash App at CK Wyndham, or PayPal me .CK Wyndham. Hey, this has been Smoke and Mirrors. Please join me here tomorrow. Guess what? It's an early episode, so if you want to be here live, that means if you're on the West Coast, you got to get the fuck up. We're doing a wake and bake. It is going to be woke and boke. We will be here with Doctor. Ooh, that is not the doctor. I know what I'm doing. That's not the doctor either. Where's the doctor? Oh, damn it. All right. Okay. Guess what? Dr. Linda Chavers is back. She's going to be here tomorrow. I don't have any pictures up there for her. Those are other guests. They're going to be here too. Oh, whatever. Listen, hey, I love you. Okay. Would you take care of yourself? Would you take care of each other? Please wash your hands. And if you're going to go outside, for God's sake, would you wear a mask? Let me say something about that. If you're wearing a mask out there on your chin, it's exactly as useful as wearing a condom on your testicles. It's just, don't do it that way, okay? All right, we'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Bye. Bye. It's early tomorrow. Bye.